Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of BOS Marine. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install the Bite Me 2 prop guard on this brand new Yamaha 9.9 high thrust. As you can see, it's powder coated to match. Comes with the holes already pre-drilled in it, and it also comes with this little tiny foot that you're supposed to attach to the bottom. So I'm going to show you guys how to put all that back together, and yeah, let's get started. So the first thing you guys are going to want to do is check to see that the zinc underneath the cavitation plate is approximately right where you're going to want to drill holes to mount this prop guard. So what I did here is I used masking tape because this is a new motor and we don't want to risk scratching the finish on it. And I have measured out exactly where that zinc is going to be and labeled it so that there are no holes to be drilled in that area. Then I found center because when the prop guard is on the motor, just mocked up, it is centered by chance exactly where the zinc is, and that puts the guard exactly in the center of the propeller blades, which is ideally where you want this. So I have marked center, and then I measured the distance of the holes on the prop guard and marked generally where they're going to be. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to drill one hole on each side, bolt it on, and then square it up and drill the last two back holes on either side. So since the cavitation plate is slightly curved, freehand drilling it is going to be kind of a bit of an issue if you want to get the holes straight. So what I highly recommend is getting a automatic center punch or a regular center punch, which doesn't apply very much force. Since this is cast aluminum, you don't want to break it. And all you gotta do is slightly push down on it, right where you marked it, like so. Then you're gonna probably want to get like a 1/8 drill bit and a 90-degree drill, and drill a pilot hole. So next, since we got those two pilot holes drilled, we're going to put in the 1/4-inch drill bit, which is 9 times out of 10 what these prop guards use to mount them. I'm just going to quickly blast a hole through here. One of my favorite things to do after drilling holes in this cast aluminum is getting a deburring bit like this one and just running it in the hole here and just knocking those last birds off and drilling that drill bit in there. Just like that. So now I'm going to mock up that prop guard. And the hardware they supplied is a couple of pan head bolts. And you want to make sure those are on the prop side of the cavitation plate, because if you put the nuts and bolts facing down, it will cause cavitation at higher RPM. So as you can see, a little hard to tell, but my markings are exactly where they should be. This prop is square with the guard itself. As you can see from this angle, it's damn near centered, exactly where it has to be. So I'm going to go ahead, drill those last 2 holes, bolt it on, and I'll show you how the little foot on the bottom goes on. Now that we have our holes drilled, we can peel off the tape. There we go. And we'll mount our prop guard on that. So before I put or finalize putting the bolts into any aluminum, I like to put grease on it because where we are is salt water, and salt water and aluminum really don't mix. So what I like to use is the Evinrude triple guard grease. This stuff is probably the best grease I've ever come across for anything. Anti-corrosion, lubricating. I use it on all the impellers. It doesn't hurt the rubber, and it lasts quite a while. It comes in a tube, squeeze tube, not grease tube, but no, I like it. We'll just put a little bit on there. Second. So give the prop a spin, make sure it clears the top of the cavitation plate where you put the bolts. As you can see, it does totally fine. Give you minimal air pockets there. So for the final step, Bite Me 2 gives you this foot to go on the bottom and support the lower part of the prop guard. Some people don't use it. Personally, I like to use it because when this motor is trimmed up, let's say you don't have it trimmed up all the way in the water, it produces quite a bit of drag. And you know, with fatigue going back and forth on this, you can see the difference in the movement with the leg. It could potentially crack and break your cavitation plate where it's mounted. Or let's say you come into the dock and you aren't paying attention, or the wind's blowing the wrong way and you hit this on either side, it will break your cavitation plate. I have seen it, so that's why I always like to use all the pieces they give you in the kit, just because do it once, do it right. So as you can see, you should be able to line it right up with the trailing edge of the cavitation plate. Unfortunately, there is a bump, as you can see right here. This protrudes just a little bit, preventing this thing from sitting flat because it doesn't have that notch in it. So what I'm going to do is file that off just a little bit till it's flush, until this can securely be bolted onto there with full contact. Now what we're going to do is take our foot again, line it up with the front of the rear trailing edge. And we're going to just slightly use our automatic center punch. And that's where we'll drill our hole. Quick deburr. Now we can bolt this on. So now you're going to want to put pressure on the bottom of the foot towards the guard as you tighten it up, and that will help assist you in lining it up for drilling those holes. So now for the last part, we have 2 more holes to drill on the bottom of the foot, and this is going to be a little tricky if you've never done this before, but all we're going to do is center punch it right in the center. Of both holes. Then we're gonna use our pilot bit and carefully go through. Okay, for that second hole, I'm going to remove the foot because it's a bit of a challenge to get to. Now I'm going to trim it up. Since the bit's bigger, it won't fit. We're going to trim it up and drill it in from the bottom side. Grease on all the bolts. There you have it. It's on there. Now, it's ready to go trolling. Alright, so that brings this how-to with BOS Marine video to an end. If you guys want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Let us know what you want to see, hydraulic steering installs, cable, downrigger plug installs, anything like that. Feel free to let us know. We're always here to help. In the meantime, get back out there.